There's something about waiting forever to make a video on a topic that just sucks when you want to wait for all of the details about it to come out first. Not only did lots of people figure this out before it was announced, but they had to release the news on Christmas Day. I mean, props to the social media team who worked yesterday to get this released, but bruh, I wouldn't work on Christmas. When they won their Pro League Season 10 relegation match in mid-November, the Obey Alliance roster got hit with controversy almost straight out of the gate. Rumors were flying around about the players and other organizations, and there was a fair bit of drama thrown into the mix as well. But yesterday, things have finally settled down. Eunited, it's making its debut into the Rainbow Six Siege scene by acquiring players from Obey Alliance, Disrupt Gaming, and Giants Gaming for Pro League Season 11, which kicks off in early 2020. This roster consists of Forrest, Callout, and Grixer from Obey, Yeti and Reed from Disrupt, and Alfama, whose last stint was with Giants Gaming, marking the third time an international transfer has seen a player move from EU to NA since the Sonics did it earlier this year. Reed will be subbing in for Alfama while visas get sorted, and I can't tell you how happy I am to see the Rain Man get back on a Pro League squad.
Let's go, baby.
So there's a few things to unpack here, the first of which being why this roster and not the entire roster that won relegations under Obey. Their lineup also once consisted of players Fozo and Abunai, but they were kicked to make room for Alfama and Yeti shortly after they secured their spot in Pro League. The way in which it was handled became a pretty hot debate topic and had both Twitter and the subreddit just thrown into a dumpster fire frenzy. And as you guys know, I don't do drama coverage, but what's important to note in the middle of all of this is that there was a Rogue deal on the table at one point. At the end of Season 10, Rogue had also been relegated by Two-Faced, the team that would later form Tempo Storm's inaugural roster, but had offered a deal that would combine players from Obey with 2 players from Rogue, in addition to offering their org representation. In a way, it was a way for Rogue to buy their way back into Pro League after getting relegated, in a sense. I know it seems a little sketchy or even weird to say it that way, but this was a thing at one point. The 2 players that Rogue wanted to replace, Fozo and Abunai, were still kicked from the team, which enabled others to take their spots. One spot got permanently filled by Yeti, who played under Disrupt Gaming for 2 consecutive seasons of Challenger League, and also in Pro League Season 8 under the Noble Esports banner. There are a lot of players in North America who haven't been in Pro League for a while, but Yeti is by far one of the most deserving, and to see the homie back at the top really does warm the heart. The team also filled the 5th position with Reed, also from Disrupt Gaming, but it was confirmed by their coach Execration that he'd only be filling in for the 6 invitational qualifiers. The team then changed their name to Ape, a placeholder name that all but confirmed a split from Obey Alliance, and speculation started flying around about who their new 5th was going to be. And also, the first match I ever casted live was Ape versus Overdosed in the first round of the invite qualifiers. Link is in the description if you want to watch some cringe.
He is on low HP, and that will do it. Overdosed sent down to the lower bracket as Ape will claim Cafe Map 2 in a clean 7-0 sweep as Forrest finds one sitting in freezer with the Legion Mine stuck in his leg, and that will end it.
Ape made it to the lower bracket semifinals in the qualifiers, where they would eventually lose to Luminosity, and then just 6 days later confirmed that Alfama would be stepping in as their new support player. How strange is it that the team with an EU tag now has an EU player on it? As if we needed more reminding that Alfama isn't American! Having announced that his stint with Giants Gaming was over a few weeks ago, and seeing that he wasn't included in plans for any European team made me think that he wasn't going to be on a squad for next season. Boy, was I glad to be wrong. BDS takes it. Enough! But one question I'm sure some people have is, why did they go with a European player for a North American team? Why not just get a North American player? There's plenty of those. I don't know. If anything, it looks like we're breaking down the walls between regions just a little bit more, in the sense that you really can go anywhere in this game to compete, assuming you're willing to jump through the hoops and the paperwork to make it happen. Eunited clearly noticed the issues with Sonics and visa problems from earlier this year, so they've got Reed to round out that team in the meantime. Also, something tells me that they have longer-term plans for Reed rather than just being a short-term sub. They included him in their video package as an addendum to their main announcement, and even though him staying on as a 6th player would mean mostly being a bench warmer and not playing for an active team, I really wouldn't mind seeing him stick with a tier 1 team for a good little while. Eunited has taken over Obey Alliance's spot in Pro League Season 11, so we'll see their new roster for the first time in a few weeks when the North American season kicks off on January the 6th. In my opinion, this roster has a lot of promise, and even though 3 of them are Pro League rookies, having both Yeti and Alfama there to kind of help stabilize things as longtime veterans who've been in Pro League and Challenger League for a long time, it gives me more confidence to believe that they won't be a flash in the pan team. Good luck to the boys, and Yeti, please have my babies. Thank you. That's all from me. For those of you asking if I'll do a Pro League predictions video prior to the season beginning, I don't think I will. If anything, I might do some grading for teams leading into the season, and I also have recap videos planned for playdays after it begins. So that's kind of where my head's at on that. Hit out my Twitter, my Twitch, and this YouTube channel for more in the coming days. Please and thank you, and I'll see you later. Peace!